Shalom. First and foremost, giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham, Rakha Chodash. Double honors to the apostles, to the elders at Great Millstone who rule well and teach well. Peace, blessing, salutation to the brethren, to the elect of the nation of Israel, to you I say Shalom. And in this lesson, I'll be going into the destruction of Babylon the Great. Because Babylon the Great, which is America, will be destroyed by the way of those nuclear missiles that these different nations do have. Okay, this is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, that rise up against me a destroying wind. And that destroying wind is talking about the missiles. And this is talking about Babylon the Great. This is a future prophecy. Okay, Babylon the Great is America. That destroying wind is talking about the missiles, the ICBM missiles. Okay, this is Revelation chapter 7, verse 1. And after these things, I saw four angels standing on the four corners of the earth, holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth, nor on the sea, nor on any tree. It says holding the four winds of the earth, that the wind should not blow on the earth. Talking about the destruction, the missiles. Okay. All right. Verse 2, and I saw another angel ascending from the east, having the seal of the living God. And he cried with a loud voice to the four angels to whom it was given to hurt the earth and the sea. You see that? So the angels holding back the wind, the destruction. The angels, okay? Verse 3, saying, hurt not the earth, neither the sea. It says, hurt not the earth, neither the sea, nor the trees, till we have sealed the servants of our God in their foreheads. So the elect are being sealed, and the elect, they will escape the destruction. All right? They will escape the nuclear missiles. They will escape the destruction. The elect of the nation of Israel. Once again, the wind is talking about the destruction. All right. The elect are being sealed. They will escape the destruction. The NIV in verse 3 says, do not harm the land or the sea or the trees until we put a seal on the foreheads of the servants of our power. And that links up with Ezekiel chapter 9. Let's get that real quick. So the angels are holding back the destruction. Verse 9, this Ezekiel chapter 9, verse 4. And the Lord Yahweh said unto him, go through the midst of the city, through the midst of Jerusalem, and set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. Right. Through the midst of Jerusalem, which Jerusalem is a people before it's a place. So wherever Jerusalem is at, right? Because remember, we've been scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. Also, you have the Israelites here in America. Okay, and so wherever Israel is at, the Israelites are at, right? The elect are being preserved for salvation. Okay, and that it's a set a mark upon the foreheads of the men that sigh and that cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof, which that's the prophets. All right, starting with the prophets, the servants of the Lord. They're being sealed. They're being marked for exemption to escape the judgment. That word mark in the Hebrew is thawa, and it says mark as a sign of exemption from judgment. There you go. See? Being exempt from judgment, and that's the elect of the nation of Israel. Salvation is only for the elect of the nation of Israel. Salvation is not for everybody. Okay? Which that brings me to Matthew chapter 24, verse 31. And he shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect from the four winds, from one end of heaven to the other. Right, the elect, the chosen. Remember, the Israelites, which are you so-called Negroes, you so-called Latinos, you so-called Native Americans. All right. And you Israelites out there that's amongst these nations that may look like the other nations, but your line goes back, your seed goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Your lineage goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Okay. That means you're an Israelite. And only the elect of Israel will escape the destruction. He shall send his angels with the great sound of a trumpet, and they shall gather together his elect. Right. So right now the angels holding back the destruction. But guess what? That destruction will happen very soon. Okay? This is back at Jeremiah. Just bear with me one moment. This is Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me a destroying wind, and will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Okay, this place will get destroyed by the way of those nuclear missiles, man. Okay, let's get Revelation chapter 9, verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes more hereafter. One woe is past, speaking about World War One. Behold, there come two woes more hereafter. World War II happened. That already happened. That took place already. Now we're in the time of World War III. That's the times that we're living in, the time of World War III. Okay? Which it pretty much already started on a minute level, right? So we're in that time. And I want to jump down to verse 15 in this chapter in Revelation chapter 9. I want to go to verse 15. It says, and the four angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the third part of men, which the third part of men is Esau. Verse 16, and the number of the army of the horsemen were 200,000. And I heard the number of them, which is talking about 200 million warheads. Not missiles, but warheads. Remember, the missile can contain multiple warheads. Okay? So 200 million warheads will hit America, because there's multiple warheads inside the missiles. Okay? Verse 17, and thus I saw the horses in the vision, and them that sat on them having breastplates of fire, and of jacinth and brimstone, and the heads of the horses were as the heads of lions, and out of their mouths issued fire and smoke and brimstone. Right, it says the heads of lion. That's the cone of the missile. And it says mouth issue fire and brimstone. That's the warheads. That's the warheads. Verse 18, by these three was the third part of men killed by the fire and by the smoke and by the brimstone which issue out of their mouths. Right, the third part of men, talking about Esau. Because remember, you have three classifications of men on the earth. You have the sons of God, who are the Israelites, the sons of men, okay, which are these different nations out there, heathen nations. Then you have the sons of the wicked, that's Esau, Edom. Verse 19, for their power is in their mouth and in their tails. For their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. It says, for their power is in their mouth, which that's representation of the multiple warheads. It says, and in their tails. Right. That's the ICBM. It says, for their tails were like unto serpents, and had heads, and with them they do hurt. All right, so the missile will not do no damage, but the warheads will. Once again, the missiles contain multiple warheads. 200 million warheads will hit America, according to the Bible. All right. This is back at the book of Jeremiah, chapter 51. Verse 2, and I will send unto Babylon fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. Verse 3, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow, and against him that lifteth himself up in his brigandine. And spare ye not her young men, destroy ye utterly all her host. It says brigandine, talking about the modern term for that word brigandine is missile defense system. These missiles will go through America's missile defense system and hit its target. America defense system will not stop the missiles from coming over here. Okay? It says, against him that bendeth, let the archer bend his bow. The archer represents the silo. Because remember, it has to be cocked back. And these different nations, heathen nations like Great Britain, Iran, India, Pakistan, China, Russia, Japan, they will utterly destroy all her hosts. It says hosts, talking about army. Okay. Verse 4, thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Chaldeans, and they that are thrust through in her streets. Right. That's the modern day Babylonians, Chaldeans. We can get the book of Joel. This is Joel chapter 2. Verse 2, a day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains, a great people and a strong. There hath not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. Okay? It talks about a great people and a strong. That's speaking about the missiles. All right? That's what it's talking about, the ICBM missiles. A great people and a strong. It's not actually talking about people. It's talking about the missiles. And when you read down, which we will read down more further, it's going to explain it. Okay? But just to break the scripture down, it says, there hath not been ever the like. Meaning what? You never seen countries getting destroyed by nuclear missiles. We never seen that. It says, neither shall be any more after it. Meaning what? Right? This is the war to end all wars. World War III. Verse 3. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the Garden of Eden before them, and behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. That's right. A fire devoureth before them. This is talking about a great people and a strong, talking about the missiles. Okay? That word Eden in the Hebrew is Idon, which means pleasure or paradise. So before those missiles hit, it's all beautiful, different landmarks here in America, the different mountains, the different places you can go in America, the different beaches and the different mountains and whatnot. Okay? But it says what? A desolate wilderness. Yea, nothing shall escape them. Right, so this place is going to be desolate, empty. Nothing shall escape them. The missile will hit their target. The Lord's Spirit is upon those missiles. Remember, the angels are holding back the wind, the destruction. Remember, the angels plays on the minds of these people. Okay? Verse verse 4, the appearance of them is as the appearance of horses, and as horsemen so shall they run. Right. Going into how it's going to be loud. Okay? Which horses represents power. For example, you have a car. Let's say you have a Mustang Cobra, and you want to find out the horsepower. You want to find out how the power of the car. So you check the horsepower. So it's going to be loud, man. When those missiles be shot, it's going to be real loud. Verse 5, like the noise of chariots on the tops of mountains shall they leap, like the noise of a flame of fire that devoureth the stubble, as a strong people set in battle array. Before their face, the people shall be much pain. All faces shall gather blackness. They shall run like mighty men. They shall climb the wall like men of war. And they shall march every one on his ways, and they shall not break their ranks. Right? They're not going to bump into each other. They're going to be on their own path. I should say paths. Okay? Remember, the Lord's Spirit is in those missiles. The missiles will go right through the missile defense system. That's the next verse. Verse 8, neither shall one thrust another. They shall walk every one in his path. And when they fall upon the sword, they shall not be wounded. The New International Version says, they do not jostle each other. Each marches straight ahead. They plunge through defenses without breaking ranks. There you go. It's gonna go through the missile defense system that America have. Verse 9, they shall run to and fro in the city. They shall run upon the wall. They shall climb up upon the houses. They shall enter in at the windows like a thief. It says they shall run to and fro in the city. What city? America, that great city. What's that? Revelation. Let's get that real quick. Chapter 14, verse 8. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Okay? May all nations drink of their wicked philosophies. Okay? So with that, you know, it's a lot more precepts and scriptures to get. All right. But Lord willing, in the next video, you know, do another video on the destruction of Babylon the Great, because it's many more precepts and scriptures pertaining to this topic. Shalom.